Okay, so today I'm just going to quickly show you what you should do when you install the new Linux distro. So this will be specifically for Debian based distros because I like the Debian. Right, so if you're a Windows user and you want to switch over to Linux or try it out at least, I think the easiest distros are Debian, like Ubuntu. So Ubuntu, Linux Mint, and a bunch of others are all based on Debian, the old grandfather of them all. Now, I like to go to the source and just use Debian itself, which is great, but I know Windows users, they usually go to Linux Mint, which is great. Right, so after installation, you want to do a few things. So I've got 3 VMs here, just to show you a few of the settings and so on. Right, so I'm running all this in Proxmox. I've got a normal, I've got 2 Debian distros here. This is just a clone of that one, and then I've got one Linux Mint Cinnamon edition, like the background. Right, so after installation you'll get to the screen, your login screen, and you can usually just log in. But as you can see here, especially in the Debian version, you can click on this gear icon and you can actually select a desktop. So it's nice to have some input into how your OS should look like when, for instance, like in Windows, when you do a reinstall, you basically just sit there and wait for the install to finish. You click a lot of stuff, handing over all your information to Microsoft, I suppose, but you don't really got any input there on how things look and should run. Yeah, you got some input, and it's a nice thing. I think it's nice. Right, so during your installation, you will have a section where you have selections, and you can select what desktops you want to install. You can install just one, or you can have a few, so you can change between them, to check them out. So in this specific one, I've got all these desktops selected during the installation. So Cinnamon, right? So the only ones you need to actually check out is Cinnamon, GNOME, and then all the way down to KDE Plasma. I think it is KDE Plasma. And as you can see, there's X11 and Wayland. So X11 and Wayland are display server protocols. I know Windows user doesn't care about this, but it's nice to know what all these names means. So obviously your GNOME, Cinnamon, and all of these are your desktop environments, and Wayland and X11 is your display server protocols of how your Windows looks like and so on, and how things works. So it is a protocol, a server protocol program running in the background, telling your display, your hardware, your software, how it should behave and what it should do. So it's like a little a network inside your computer with the server managing it. So all you have to know about these protocols is Wayland is newer and X11 is the old one since the 1980s, I think. So Wayland is much more efficient and it works with all the newest graphics cards and so on. So I will just go for Wayland. Wayland is by default, I think it's now in it's in GNOME and in Plasma. But if you're running old computers, old software, and something is broken, just switch back to X11. Right, so KDE Plasma looks more like Microsoft Windows, the environment, the start menu, and so on. So it looks a little bit like that. So it's familiarity. Where GNOME is completely different, but still very interesting. Right, so let's look at them. So I'm gonna choose. So this is on Plasma. Let's put this one just for now on Cinnamon, and Cinnamon will stay. What is that one? Cinnamon will be just Cinnamon. And Wayland. Let's see if that runs. So let's look at them. I'll log in quickly. Right. As you can see, this is Plasma. And these ones are now Cinnamon. So, right, Plasma, KDE Plasma. KDE Plasma looks like Windows as well, same as Cinnamon. You know, it's got a little like start menu here. Got all your programs and stuff here. And you can select stuff. So yeah, that's familiar. And you know, the combination keys doesn't work to release your mouse. I have to actually go out completely. It's hilarious. It's goddamn hilarious. Is it gonna log out now? Okay. Right, so this one is Cinnamon. So let's just look at a real Cinnamon. Very nice. I mean, that's why most people go for Cinnamon. It's just, it looks so nice. Like the background, little LM for the menu, start menu. And yeah, you've got all your programs and settings and stuff here. Let's just put this one here. Right. So you see, it's more or less the same layout. So this is Debian's version of Cinnamon. Linux Mint Cinnamon. And this is just the real Cinnamon, which is based on Debian. Confusing. Windows, eh? I mean, Windows user will just look at this and say, what the hell is going on? But yeah, so that too. This one grabs my mouse, steals my mouse. So let's just look at it again. This is KDE Plasma. Okay, so we're gonna switch. Let's log out of this one. Switch this one over so long to a GNOME desktop. Okay, so just KDE Plasma is just normal compared to Linux Mint. Right, you got your icons here at the bottom. Right, your file manager. They use Dolphin. What is that? Okay, whatever that is. So I'm not gonna delve too deep into that. Can't believe I have to do that. But and then there's your file manager in Cinnamon. It's what's it called again? Funar? Well, I don't know. One of those names. Right, so let's switch over to GNOME, which is the default for Debian. I'm just gonna go GNOME. Log in there. So yeah, it's very easy. Okay, yeah, GNOME. So you can see it's completely different than the normal Windows style type of desktop as KDE and Linux Mint. So as you can see, you got like already a dual desktop going on here, which is cool. Then if you want to, let's make this full screen. So it was like that. So you just click on activities and it makes it full screen and you can work in it. So it takes everything away though, and you just have your full screen. So if you want to see your programs and stuff, click on activities and they will be here at the bottom. So there's your file manager. And which one is this now? Oh, I installed Brave because it doesn't come default with that. That's for sure. It's all just Firefox. So obviously if you click on here, you will see all your programs and settings. So instead of your start menu here, it sits here now. And you have two desktops, so you can have something different here, icons, and do different. Your work desktop, and this could be your home desktop. Very cool. GNOME, not too bad. Really cool. So let's minimize that. Okay, now I've got an idea about the different desktops: GNOME, KDE Plasma, and Mint. There's others, but I think those ones are the, well, more or less the standard. If you don't, if you're not gonna delve too deep into these things, then just choose any, choose one of those. Right, so I'm gonna go to Mint. Let's make this bigger. I've got my little note here still. Right, so Linux Mint. The first thing you should do, I have to check my list anyway. Yeah. Right, so I've got that. Just change the background. Yeah, let's change the background. So just right click on the desktop, same as in Windows. Change desktop background. Right, and here you can just change your background. So what is it now? Just a normal one. It's already nice. Let's just make it, ooh, that's green. Choose that one. Yeah, so that's how you change the background. I think that's something everybody wants to do first of all. Right, so what's next? Change background, update. So the very next thing you should do, probably the first thing you should do, is update. So in Cinnamon, which is so great, you can see here this little shield, and it's got a little orange dot there. That means there's updates to, there's things to update. So it makes it very convenient. You can just open it and say install updates. But this is for Windows users. I mean, they don't want to sit in terminal and type things out, but it's actually so nice to do it in terminal. You get used to it. So I think in any Linux distro, the first thing you should do after install is just sudo app update. So put this command in, sudo app update, and then sudo app upgrade -y. So it will update your repositories and so on, and then if there's anything to upgrade, it will upgrade it. If there's a yes no question, it will just say yes, install it immediately, and you can run that. Just put in your password, it will run through that, and you don't have to worry about a thing. So yeah, close that. There's that update. So the next thing to do is look at your software manager. So if you want to install any software, if you're a Windows user, you want to come to the start menu, and then go to this little icon. It says software manager. Open that, and this will list a bunch of software that is in their repository, the Linux Mint repository. So you can, as you can see, I have Brave on here. So if I type in Brave browser, it's got a little tick there, it's installed. You can uninstall things from here as well, so just say remove. Right, so to install something, let's see if I have an antivirus. The only antivirus for Linux Mint is probably just Clam AV. Is it not gonna show? Oh, there it is. And I would suggest installing it anyway. Just install it and forget about it. As Windows user, we are used to an antivirus sitting there in the background. We just feels much better. So you type in the software name there, it will give you a list. You click on it and you say install. Now just be careful, if there's an update, it might not install it. Might clash with that or give you an error. So just let this hang a bit and let this finish first. I don't know why the update is so big now. It's not a new install. Right, so that's how you install software or uninstall it. And then what's the next thing? Uninstall Firefox, obviously. As you can see, just come here, type in Firefox. I think I uninstalled it anyway, because who likes Firefox? Nobody. Just click on it and say remove. Right, and then install a better browser, Clam AV as your antivirus, and then your file manager. So people would want to know where their file manager is. It's usually just here at the taskbar. As you can see, files, just open it and this will list all your files. So desktop, documents, there's your familiar downloads folder, and then network. I don't think it will pick up anything here. Yeah, so pretty straightforward. Pictures, videos, yeah, that's your file manager. And if you're looking for other software, just come to the start menu, check through this list. There's Office, so this should be LibreOffice installed by default. Very nice Office package. Right, and then this looks like editing software. Just go through the list, and if you can't find it, come to the software manager and then check if it's there and install it. Right, and that should be it, because most people just go to their browser. They live in their browsers. They don't care what's underneath. And as soon as the PC starts up, they open their browser and they stay in there. So you might as well just switch to Linux. It's more secure. It's not as targeted as Windows. Much faster and lighter on your computer. It still looks very nice. And yeah, it's great. I'm a Windows user and I love it. So let's see, is this done yet? No, I'll let that run. So you can choose any of these. I like Debian because it's the source, the original granddaddy. And you can make this look very nice too. I mean, you can make it look like Linux Mint if you want to. And let's change the background. Let's see. Right, let's see what. Obviously, Linux Mint is still the easiest distro to use. Let's choose that. Apply, okay. Yeah, that looks nice. That looks nice. Right. Where's the system settings? So you don't have to care about any of these. I mean, out of the box, it's all set up, ready to go. Open your browser and browse the internet. What else do you want to do? Breeze dark. Oh yeah, I can set it to dark mode. Yeah, I didn't even know that. Breeze dark. Huh. We have to apply it. Okay, that's better. Oh, that's nice. I think they all got dark mode built in anyway. Yeah. And then shut down. Shut it down. Ah, good. This one. This is GNOME. Is it still in GNOME? No, it's not. So let's scale this one. Okay, this one is just gonna update forever. Oh yeah, I forgot this is GNOME. You have to click on the activities. Really didn't use GNOME much. So just gonna go to your terminal. Or let's say updates. software and updates. No, it's not the same. Yeah, as you can see, Linux Mint, using Linux Mint is just easier. It's just easier to use. Oh yeah, the background. Change background. Let's change the background. Wow. Now why did? Oh, okay. Oh, it's got a dark mode right out of right here, and it changes it immediately, which is cool. Right, that looks good. That looks good. Close it. That makes it purple. Yeah. So anyway, that is pretty much the difference between these. And these are the ones that you want to get into if you switch from Windows to Linux. Obviously, if you want something else like Ubuntu, Fedora, Arch, I mean, it's just other Linux distros. But I think Debian is probably the best. What do I know? I'm a Windows user, but I love Linux. It's so great. Yeah, good.